Hello YouTube, Jay here, and welcome back to the Glove Room. I'm just sitting here in one of my favorite shirts from Craig down in John Cole Sporting Goods and realized that I wanted to continue doing the Back to Basics glove code videos, and I wanted to move on next to color codes, leather codes, and then glove codes. So just finish up all the rest of them. I got the easy one out of the way with the web styles, so I think I'd like to kick it up a notch. Um, anyway, so let's start off with one example. If I am a diehard Orioles fan, and it just so happened to be. And I offered say, Yankees fan, a Pro NP27JO. That person's reaction should be immediate and visceral, and it should be, good gosh, no, how could you ever offer me that? Absolutely not. I wouldn't pay 5 cents for that. And if he knows his gloves, he would be absolutely right, because if he did, it would be this. It would be very orange, it would be very black, it would be very Baltimore Orioles fan heavy, and that's why I like it. Maybe he didn't like the V. Maybe he didn't like the 7 aspect of it if you watch my last video. Maybe he didn't like that. I personally don't like that, but, I think the glove looks pretty cool other than that. But let's be perfectly honest. I would not offer that to a Yankees fan straight up if I knew he was a Yankees fan, because I'm still mad about Jeffrey Mayer back in 1996. And for those of you who don't know what that event was, please look that up. Um, Derek Jeter is the one who hit it. So for all you Jeter fans that know about his career, you should know all about that. But people forget that was Tony Tarasco that was camped underneath that ball, and Richie Garcia was the umpire who kind of blew it. So anyway, Jeffrey Mayer leaned over the railing, and he didn't even catch it. But anyway, I'm sure Mr. Mayer is a nice guy. We're actually about the same age. I'm older than him by a year. So, hopefully he made something of himself and went from notorious to just a good old-fashioned, excellent human being. I'm sure he's a nice guy. Um, Anyway, let's get back to color codes. So I'm just going to run down a quick list. So you've got B for black, BR for Bruciato, C for camel, G for gray, GT for gold tan, MO for mocha, N for navy, OT for oil tanned, P for primo sherry. That is a great color. I've also got a navy right here, and I've got a primo sherry right here, and my gosh, these gloves both came from Glover L28. That's an interesting deviation again, but these are amazing colors. Not traditional really, but I didn't think that I would love them as much. Anyway, you've got R for royal, for as in royal blue. You have an RT for rich tan. You have an S for scarlet, and you've got a TI for timber glaze. And I'm gonna quiz you guys in a second once I'm done talking about leather codes. So, yeah. So let's talk a little bit about leather. Now, there's all kinds of colors, and there's exceptions of colors, and then not every, this is this beautiful tan Pro 1 MTC, right? But it doesn't have a color code associated with it. Not all of them are going to differentiate within the same model what color it is. So. I think that I've got, an NP2 can be any color, right? I see all these RTDs that are NP26s. An NP26C, that's going to be camel in color. And this one's going to be an NP27JO, and that's obviously going to be very O right here. There's O everywhere. Lots of orange. So anyway, let's talk a little bit about leather codes. We hear all about that J, right? That's that Japanese tanned, heart of the hide leather. We've also got K. That's the one that you're probably going to know and associate most with that Rawlings Pro Preferred. That K stands for kip leather. And for those of you who don't know what kip leather is, it was the leather that was sourced from very young calf. We talk about U.S. steer hide. Traditionally, those steer have been between 3 and 5 years old. I think now they've reduced that time between about 14 months that they're taking that cow into the slaughterhouse. So so that kind of decreases its durability over time, but Rawlings still makes incredibly durable gloves. But anyway, that's the difference between regular U.S. steer hide and kip leather, is the age of the animal. M is going to be for mesh. So John Cunningham, you can find him at Glove Trading with 2 G's, recently bought his dream glove from the glove closet, Matt Schwartz, and it was a Rawlings Heart of the Hide Pro AK2 MB. And what I'm trying to do is help you guys visualize what that glove would look like. So it's a Rawlings Heart of the Hide, that's the Pro. The AK2 is that Adam Kennedy pattern, which was made famous by Troy Tulowitzki. And that M is going to be a mesh back, and that B is going to be black. So I know what that glove looks like, and now you do just by hearing about it. You've also got the dual core technology. So I don't actually like dual core gloves, but it's also the reason why I don't have one. But if you're unfamiliar with it, Rawlings decided to put a glove within a glove and have a liner that created position-specific breakpoints inside of all their gloves. So it was underneath of the shell. You didn't see it, but you could feel it. So for infielders, middle infielders, the liner would flex more like this. For pitchers and third baseman, it would flex more thumb to ring, or somewhere in the middle, thumb to middle. And then for outfielders, it'd be more thumb to pinky. So they wanted you to be able to break your glove in easier and also maintain its durability. And there's all kinds of good-looking dual cores out there. Again, it's just not my preference, but that doesn't mean that it's a bad glove. They're very good gloves, from what I've been told. Anyway, yeah, so I wanted to quiz you guys real quick on two different gloves. And I just wanted you, I'm going to do it the opposite. I'm not going to hold up a glove and then you tell me what it is, right? That's too tough. You guys tell me what this is. So if you can visualize this in your head, if you can't read what I wrote, I'm sorry. It's a Pro 204 DCG. So if you can't visualize that, let me help you guys out. That 204 is the same thing as a 200-4. So it's a Pro 200 pattern. And you're going to see those in the Pro Preferreds, right? The Pro S20. It's that same square pocket, a good width, and a good depth. So it's a 200-4. So that means that 4 is going to be a modified trap. And the technology is going to be DC for dual core, and it's going to be in gray. Yeah. So there's one glove down. And now this one's a little bit tricky, and it's not fair if G-Rich Baseball, if he's watching, actually answers this question, but try this one out. This one's a little bit trickier, even though you might not think it is. Right? So this is a Pro 200-6 TIM. It'd be very easy to say that this means that it was a 11.5-inch awesome glove, right? Just like this one. It looks just like this, but it's in timber glaze. That's almost completely accurate. But what we know about glove codes and leather codes is that TI stands for timber glaze, and that M stands for mesh. So hit up G-Rich Baseball on Instagram. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about because he now owns my 206 Tim, and I think he got himself a great glove. So I'll do one more at the very end. Anyway, this is just something to, quiz yourself on. Just type in these things into Google and Rawlings, and don't look at images. Just look at the text and see if you can visualize what it is. I do it all the time. Probably shouldn't have said that. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about glove codes. So we're going to start in the late 80s, and we're going to work our way up from there. So there's 3 different structures that, out of 2 different code styles that Rawlings used from 1988 to present. And the first one that we're going to talk about is Black Horse, and that was a 3-letter and 2-number Tannery designation. So I've got a couple gloves here that we can use as examples, but there were 3 letters and 2 numbers, and the first letter was going to be the year, and the next 2 numbers were going to be the month. Now, where are those letters coming from? So there was a 1 through 0 or 1 through 10 designator inside of the word Black Horse. So BLACKHORSE, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. That's how it worked. And this is how it worked in the 90s. 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 1988, 1989, 1990. So, what does that mean? It means that if I have this glove right here, and I don't know if you can see it, so I'm just going to tell you, the letters on it are Charlie, Echo, Sierra, CES. So if I were to determine what year this was, I would say BLAC, so that's a 4, so 1994. BLACKHORSE, that's a 0. BLACKHORS, that's a 9. So the 4 and then 09 means that this glove was manufactured in September of 1994. So that's how they did that. We'll get to Tanneries in a second. The next step that they did was dots. So dots were more prevalent in the 70s to the early 80s, but let's talk about them from 98 to 2002. 98 was a 3-dot. 1999 was 4 dots. 98, 3 dots. 99, 4 dots. 2000, 5 dots. 2001 was 1 dot, and 2002 was 2 dots. I have no idea where my train of thought went. I think I was still thinking about Tannery, specifically Horween Tanneries. So 98.3, 99.4, 2005, 2001, 1 dot, 2002, 2 dots. Now there's a method for that. There's a reason for it. And that 8 was 3 dots, but in 1973 it also would have been a 3 dot in 73 and in 78. So the reason why I think that they abandoned that is because those dots stood for 2 different years, and things could have gotten a lot confusing, or pretty confusing, and more difficult to actually date your glove. So enter Black Horse, and then post 2002, enter Black Horse again. So in 2003, they started a system going to a 4-letter code. And the first 2 digits of that same Black Horse code were going to be the month, and the next 2 letters were going to be the year. So if I have this glove right here, this is ELBA29. So BLACKHORSE 0 BL2. So that's 02. B is a 1. BLA is a 3. So this glove was manufactured in February of 2013. Let's get to that last piece. So this is a 2.9, right? Anything that was made in the early 2000s, excluding 2000 and 2001, up until now is going to be made in the Philippines. The majority are made in the Philippines, some are made in Japan. If it has a 2.9 on it, that's a Tannery code, and it was made in the Philippines, and a lot of my gloves are. What people covet about the made in the United States gloves from Rawlings is this one. They covet this 01. There are 3 Tanneries I want to talk to you about real quick that were made, that were manufacturing gloves in the United States up until that time. 01 is the most coveted one, right? That's Horween. Horween Company has been supplying Rawlings with gloves since the Depression, since I think between 1929 and 1932. They've been in business since the early 20th century, and they've been supplying Rawlings with all of their leather for a really, really long time. I can't do math, but it's more than a dozen years. So that's Horween. So again, Horween is a company. It is not a color. If you have a pair of Horween shoes or a pair, a Horween wallet, I mean, you're a man of style, my friend, and I want to hang out with you because you got very good taste. They're most well known for their shell cordovan leather, and you can look up their website about what that is. But anyway, I love Horween. They're a great company. Let's talk about another number that's called 09. 09 stands for Tennessee Tannery. So if you guys always talk about Tanner's lace, that's exactly where these gloves are manufactured from. So this one is a glove code of Charlie Echo Alpha 09. And right here, I've got another one that's, as I drop it, Charlie Echo Alpha 01. So these gloves are made came off the same lot, right? In the same month, in the same year, but they were in 2 completely different places. This one was out of Chicago, and this one was out of Tennessee. It's just really cool. Same month, same year, same country, right? Right here in the United States, but completely different locations. And they're completely different leathers, too. So that's Tennessee Tannery, and the glove code is 09. And lastly, I want to talk about one that doesn't exist anymore. I think I mentioned that in one of my H-Web videos. This is a Pro 1000H, and the Tannery ID is 14. That stands for Gutman Tannery. And they closed their doors in 2006, and they were subsequently demolished, which is a shame because they were manufacturing some pretty high-quality gloves. This glove is a little bit softer than my other Pro 1000s, but I absolutely love the really deep brown color that this thing has. So anyway, that's a little bit about tanneries and glove codes, leather codes, color codes. If you have any additional questions, just drop them in the comments below. I had a lot of fun doing this one, and I look forward to doing a lot more. So again, I'm going to do a bat video. I promise. Don't worry. But this is me signing off, and hope you guys have a great weekend. Stay grassy.